Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach
Ruach.
Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as double honor to their elders. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahweh Shai. I'm the brother Daniela.
Brother Kaabia.
Two brothers from the GMS Houston camp coming back with part 2 of Leviticus 11 chapter. And we're just going to read it through from the beginning, 1 through 12, and just continue on to 13. And I'll make a point in verse 11 on the GNT. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point.
Okay, this is Leviticus 11 and verse 1, KJV. It says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel. Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
You can read in KJV first and then get in GNT.
Verse 11, KJV, Leviticus 11 and 11. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination.
I want to just make a point on that the word carcasses right there. That's like I made in the previous part 1. A carcass, that's the dead animal. I mean, it's like the dead corpse of an animal. It's when they're dead. That's when it's unclean. You're not supposed to touch it. But if it's, say for example, the swine, the pig, while it's alive, it's okay to touch it. Even though why we want to touch it anyway, but it's okay to touch it while it's alive. But when it's dead, that's what makes it's an abomination to you. You got it. It's like
Leviticus 11 and 11 in a GNT. Such creatures must be considered unclean. You must not eat them or even touch their dead bodies.
Just the point right there, you make it real plain right there. You must not eat them or even touch their dead bodies. Okay, you go back to the KJV. And so just to recap, we're about to get into our verses 13 through 24. You got it, verse 12.
Verse 12, KJV. Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ostrich and the offspray.
And it's like we're not gonna Google and show all of these animals. All it takes is a quick Google search and it'll show you these different unclean birds that we shouldn't be eating. You got it.
And the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cacao kind, and the cacao, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, and the stork, and heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the lapwing, and the bat
kind of that, and our people, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, we don't got no problem with this. It's really that swine, that pig, can't stay away from that.
Right. Yeah, I don't see Jay eating no bats
Yeah,
or
kind of shit.
vultures.
Nah, Jake is through and true to that chicken, man. We love us some chicken, but
Right.
you got it. Keep going.
And the lapwing and the bat, all fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you.
And I want to go into this word foul right here in a linear, because just reading it, verbatim, you'll think it's talking about a fowl, a bird, that creeps on all. What is a bird that creeps on all four? Yeah, that doesn't exist, Well, to the best of our knowledge, But going to that word in the linear is H5775, and that's IWAP. And then I'll learn the biblical usage. You see, it says flying creature, fowl, insects, birds. Then the B definition, it says winged insects, because that's what it's talking about right there, insects. And we're going to, as we continue on, it's going to be even clearer that it's talking about insects right here. So you can start at verse 20 again and keep going.
All right, verse 20. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet to leap withal upon the earth.
It says, yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four. And you go into the interlinear in that verse right there for flying thing, you'll see the word is the same word, H5775, IWAP. And it's the same word for fowl. It's talking about insects right here. You go straight to the outline of biblical usage. You see the B definition. It says winged insects. So it's talking about, winged insects right here. Okay, so keep going. Verse 22.
Verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind.
We got an example of that. What was that? John the Baptist. And, he was you can bring that precept out if you pulled it.
God.
He was in the wilderness. His meal was wild locusts and wild honey. You got it.
God, this is Matthew 3 and verse 4. And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair, and a leathern girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey.
I just like to speculate and think about the kingdom. What we're gonna have Esau eating. The so-called white man today. Shit, he probably gonna be less than this. He ain't gonna even get to eat. The locust. He gonna get lower than that.
Yeah, you have to eat a lot of insects in order to get satisfied. So.
Hey, that's what Klaus Schwab want us to do. Hey, you eat the bugs.
Yeah, they're gonna take the bug and grind it up into a fine powder and have you mix it in some water or some shit. And that's not, man.
And not the clean bugs, just all type of unclean shit, worms and stupid shit.
Yeah, he's gonna put shit in there.
But where we at verse? You can read verse 22 and keep going.
Verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. Even.
Let's read that. Let's read that in the GNT and end it out in the GNT. What's that? Verse 24.
Verse 24. Hold on. All right, this is verse 24 in the GNT. If you touch the dead bodies of the following animals, you will be unclean until the evening.
That's the part. That was the end of verse 24. But yeah, so once again, just stating it clearly, you touch the dead body of these, these unclean animals that are abomination until it's just going to make you unclean, until Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
And you can be unclean, all right, on the Sabbath. All right, you have camps that say you can have sex on the Sabbath, but you go into Leviticus the 15th chapter, going into having sex, all right, it makes you unclean. All right. So if you're unclean on the Sabbath, which you're supposed to keep the in the Ten Commandments, all right, keep the Sabbath holy. All right. What does it mean to be holy? All right. To be separate from the unclean, to be separate from wickedness, man. All right, on that day. So if you're unclean, all right, on the Sabbath day, then you basically sinning. All right, you're not holy. Okay, but that was pretty much it.
God. Well, that's all I had. Lord will we come back with the next 12 verses. But with that, when we give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, the one to the apostle and elders, great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing his word, all truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
Shalom.